Hi, I'm Dr. Cameo Carter. I'm a board certified pediatrician and mom of three. And this is my At the End of the Day podcast, where I talk about, in generalities, the patients that I've seen today and the different things that stick with me as I'm wrapping up and finishing my day. Saw so many wonderful patients today and families that I just love. And we're still in fall time where we're starting to see a little bit more of infectious disease coming in, but still a lot of well visits. And so we haven't really picked up in too much into cold and flu season. One visit that's really sticking with me today was a sweet little newborn, and they were adorable and healthy, and everything is looking really great. And so we went over a lot of what to expect and feeding and first days home question. But we also spent time addressing the older sibling. And this is a preschool age kid. And it really took me back remembering when I had my second baby and some of the feelings that I had and concerns I had about my oldest's adjustment. And so it was really good to spend a little bit of that visit talking about ways to help the older sibling adjust to having a new baby home. And this is important for not only the preschooler, but also for the mom in particular. So talking about my experience, I had my second baby when my oldest was 2.5, and I had this great chance to spend about a year home with my oldest, and it was between medical school and residency, and I got this great chance to just kind of soak in everything about being home, knowing that I was going to residency after that. So he and I were just buddies and did everything together. It was really hard for me when I started residency to leave him at home. But, we got into a rhythm with it too. So when my second one came around, I wasn't quite prepared for the worries and the feelings that I had that somehow that connection was going to be harmed or altered, or somehow he would think that he wasn't as important to me because I'd had another baby too. And some advice that I got that was really great was, you are giving your son the greatest gift by giving him another sibling. And not that I think that everybody has to have siblings. There's wonderful only children, and it works for lots of families that way too. But just knowing that I was, gifting my oldest a sibling, I think was good for me to hang on to at the time. But also, I just wasn't really ready for that feeling of kind of separation that happened first. I remember him coming into the hospital room and kind of looking at me sitting on the hospital bed, holding this baby, and just looking at me a little bit differently. Some things that I used to help with that are, right away, just scooped him up, had him come and sit close to me, and just said, look at our baby, and really included that terminology that it was our baby, his brother, and including him in all of that, and making sure that when I was feeding his brother, that he could be close by too, and that he could be my helper and get things for me, and gave him different jobs to do to be kind of a part of the whole system, instead of just kind of preoccupying him elsewhere. Another thing that we did that was really helpful for him as well as for me is we made sure that I had a defined amount of time with him that was separate and away from his baby brother. That was time that was exclusively spent on him, and it was a predefined time or activity that was going to reach its conclusion, its end, by either finishing the activity or a certain timer going off. Not having it be the baby needing to be fed or the baby crying or the baby needing me, but time that we were saying we're going to go play at the park for 30 minutes and it's just going to be you and I. That was so helpful for me because I didn't want to feel that separation. And it was also really helpful and important to him because he was seeing that it wasn't going to be always the baby that was pulling me away from him. And we all know that newborns demand a lot more time and attention. And so it can sometimes feel to a young kid that maybe they're not as important. But when we just take a couple of moments to make sure that we're prioritizing them and showing them that can go a long ways. And I think one thing I didn't realize was also how important that was for me too. Not only for him. So it was really fun to talk about that with this mom today, and to think about that experience that we went through with my oldest. And 20 years later, it seems to have turned out well. So that's nice. And I think that's one part that I like about being an aging pediatrician is that I have some more experience and see things down the line that I can share and hopefully extend some hope and different options of how we can navigate some of these new challenges that we're facing. So at the end of the day, that was the story that really stuck with me. And I hope you all have a good rest of your evening. Remember that generally the advice that I'm giving is just suggestions and based on my clinical experience and training, but always seek the advice of your pediatrician, of your doctor. And make sure to always bring your concerns to them because we really do want to be there and help out however we can. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you tomorrow.